phone has been acting up, but hello guys. So today we're gonna go over simplifying radicals. We're gonna go over kind of like a little bit harder problems, mainly because I want to make sure you guys know how to do the most difficult problems when it comes to just radicals. But first of all, let's discuss what's a radical. A radical is gonna look just like so. You're gonna have a symbol just like this, and then you're gonna have usually there's gonna be something here, and then something here. Okay. And then let's discuss what those two things are. So this guy is going to be called my index. And this guy is going to be called my radicand. The index is going to be the most important thing that you need to know, because the index is going to tell you what you need to do in order to take something out of the radical. And what we call this ones, we call them groups. You're going to be creating groups with whatever's inside of the radical. Okay, so we're going to be breaking this guy down. So we're going to break it down. I don't know what I put an X on it. So this one's going to get breakdown. And then we're going to do groups of whatever we have in there. And the groups is always going to be determined by your index. So let's go ahead, and usually whenever you have a radical, it tends to be a square root. This still denotes. So if you have a radical and it doesn't have any indexes, that means that you're going to have to do groups of 2. Okay, your groups are going to be of 2. But I want to give you a different problem. That way you can actually visually see an index. So we're going to have an index of 3. That means I'm going to have to break, whenever I break down my radicand, I'm going to have to do groups of 3 with whatever I broke down. So we're going to have a 40. We're going to have x to the 5th. And we're going to have y to the 7th. So that's actually going to be my problem. Copy that one down. And here's where we're going to start working with this. We're going to have to break down the radicand, and I'm going to start with a number. Now, whenever you're breaking numbers, you want to go ahead and reach a prime number. Prime numbers are going to be a number that the only way that you can get it is if you multiply by 1. So examples of prime numbers are going to be 2, 3, 5, 7, and 11. So as long as you know those prime numbers, you should be pretty good, because whenever we're breaking numbers down, those are going to be the ones that we tend to use the most. So let's start with 40. I know 40 can be broken down with 5 and 8. 5 is a prime number, so I'm going to stop breaking that one down. But 8 is not a prime number. That one can be broken down into 2 and 4. Now, 2 is a prime number, so I'm not going to break it down anymore. So I'm going to break down 4 into 2 and 2. And now we're finally found all of our prime numbers. With that being said, I'm going to cancel anything else. I'm going to mark it off anything else that's not a prime number, because the only thing that we care is the primes. Like we said earlier, my index is 3. Right? That is a 3. That means I'm going to be doing groups of 2. Groups of 3. So I'm going to circle any 3 of the same. So I have 3 2, so I'm going to circle that one. Let's go ahead and work with the letters now. Let's start with X. X, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Y, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And just like with the number, I'm going to go ahead and circle every 3 of those. So I'm going to circle this one, and this one. And again, I'm going to iterate this. The reason why we're doing groups of 3 is because of my index. Okay, that's why we're doing groups of 3. Now, once you have any groups, what you're going to do with the groups, you're going to be able to go ahead and push it outside of your radical. But you can only take out 1. So I'm only going to be able to take out 1. Take out 1. I can only take out 1. So it's going to look just like this. I'm going to have it 2, because I can only take out 1 of the groups. I'm going to have X. I'm going to have Y. And I'm going to have Y. You might be asking, why am I multiplying everything? Well, whenever you take anything out of the radical, if I have anything outside, I'm going to multiply all together. Okay. And it's going to be the same concept with anything left inside. You multiply all together at the end just to simplify it. So I took everything out that I can take out. Anything that's left over that doesn't have a group is going to be what's going to be remaining inside. So for example, the 5, the x here, and the y over here. All of that is going to stay inside of my radical. So I'm going to write my radical. And if you cancel everything, then you don't have to write the radical. But due to the fact that not everybody had a group, so I'm going to have to rewrite it again and put everything inside. Don't forget to put your index whenever you write your radical. I saw a lot of people doing this mistakes before, but just for the future, don't forget to put in your index. And then we're just going to start putting the stuff that we have. So 5 times x times y times x, and then times y. All you have to do at this point is multiply everything together. So 2 times x is 2, x, and then y times y is y squared. So that stays that. And then on the inside, we're going to have 5x squared y. And that is my answer. It's going to be my final answer, and I don't have to worry about anything after that. Let me just... Oh, I didn't select the color. Let's go. Color it down, and that's my answer. All right, I'm going to put 3 problems in a bit and just copy them down and work them out, and that's it. That's going to be the end of the notes after that. All right, so that's going to be the 3 problems I want you guys to work on. Stop the video, copy the problems, and once you have all of this on there on your notes, then you should be done. Okay, so just copy the video and then do those 3 problems, and then you're good to go.